What's up, guys? Justin here with Iron Titan Gym. Today I've got a very special guest on with us, and this is Mr. Sunday Paper Bubba, Ryan Stewart.
Mr. Middleweight himself.
That's right.
That is me.
Welcome on. Today, what we're going to talk about, Ryan?
We're going to be talking about the Sunday Paper Classic, a charity show that I'll be running in 2 weeks.
Love it, love it. And this is your second year running
Yep,
the show?
so this will be the second year of running the show. All proceeds are going to St Jude Children's Research Hospital. We have a good lineup of sponsors right now. So we got 15 total. Some include Rain. Rain will be providing 50 cases of drinks.
Yes.
We've got, of course, the official event sponsor, Iron Titan Gym. So thank you again for that. We deeply appreciate it.
Love it.
Bass Creative is doing all the graphic design work. So all the logos you see were done by my mom and dad. So they own Bass Creative. So yeah, so we got a good group of people supporting it, which is awesome. Last year, we were able to raise through the generosity of the athletes $10,530 total, which was great. And so this year, the goal is to get 15,000. So that's really, really big, but I think as a community, we can achieve that.
Yeah, I think so too. Now, that 10.5 that you guys raised, you ranked top fundraiser of sorts, right?
Yes, sir. So out of the top DIY St. Jude fundraisers last year, we were number 3. And that was at the end of the fiscal year for 2022. And I believe as of August of this year, we are still within number 5 total for the last 2 years. So the goal this year would be to top that. But I'm really, really proud of that. That was a really cool achievement. I wasn't expecting that, so that was pretty cool.
I mean, and that's huge. I mean, that's something to really say about you, your demeanor, your character, your passion behind this show, and the message that you're putting out there for these kids and their families in a dire time of need. Um, it's a big deal.
So thank you. I really do appreciate that. But I do want to step back and say that this is a lot bigger than me. When I started this show last year, not only was I inspired, for one, by your generosity for all the shows that you've ran for the community, but after competing for 7 years, something I realized was, at the end of the day, this is a hobby. This is fun for us, and it's something that we get to do in our off time. A lot of people don't have that luxury, and I was getting to the point where we had to use our talents to help someone else, and these kids need that money desperately. And so why not use our talents to use them for the betterment of others? And so that was just something that really weighed heavily on me. So I can't take any of the credit. As much as I appreciate it, this is us. This is not just me. This is bigger than any one of us could be. So thank you, but thank you to everybody that's involved.
Definitely. And you're just a really humble guy as well. I mean, I've known you for quite a while now.
We're getting close to a decade, 2015.
We're getting close. Back when I think you were still wearing diapers at that point,
Little
right?
tiny guy,
In the
yeah.
game? Yeah.
Little young boy.
Yeah, back when we were a little bit of a little competition like this. Now
There
it's
was
a little bit less than
no,
that.
no. Now there's competition. Back then, I can see the medals where you beat me. So
There was only a couple of times. We're not talking about that. You're much faster, much younger now, and you're killing
Speedy
it
Gonzalez.
right now. Yeah, everybody's worried about you. I heard that a lot from the last show when you signed up.
It's a little spooky, huh?
Big name still coming.
Well, we're learning. Churning and burning, baby. You know the vibe.
All right, let's run through the show real quick. I mean, we've got a special announcement to make at the kind of later after this, but let's run through the show. Let's run through the events. You said it was going to be at Dry Dock Brewery, right?
So we're at Dry Dock Brewery North. So Dry Dock has 2 locations. One is off of Hampton. That's Dry Dock South. Dry Dock North is a little bit closer towards the airport off Tower, and so that's their big canning warehouse. So they do all the canning for their beers that they make. They have a tasting room. Their food truck is centered out of there. So we will have all of the indoor area. There will be a sponsor sort of vendor corner for people to visit sponsors. St. Jude will have a booth there, which is great. So
Awesome.
that was one thing that I thought was missing last year was I think everybody knew that they were doing it for St. Jude, but when you're competing, it's kind of hard to remember, what the bigger reason is. And so I really wanted them there this year so spectators can go and get more information. They're going to be bringing stuff to give away. So they will have a presence there. And then the outdoor events will be all in the sort of outside disc golf area. So it's huge, 200 by 200 space. super big in the back. So that's where all the outdoor events will be, and then all the static events will be inside. So that'll be at Dry Dock. We'll be running 5 events total. So the very first one will be everybody's favorite. It's the Max Circus Dumbbell.
Yes.
The real Mr. Middleweight over here is going to be going for the state record. So for middleweight men last year, it was 195.
95.
Yep. So that it was Tony.
Yep.
Yep. So Tony Meaton holds that record now. So you
Well, some of us might be trying to make a little cut down to 198 by then. We'll see.
we'll see. Ooh, that was a little spicy. Okay. So that'll be everybody. That'll be the first event. So Max Circus Dumbbell, 60-second attempts. Wessel's rule. So you'll get 3 tries. If you miss one, you're done.
And how about the lockouts? How are those going to
Oh,
look?
the lockouts are going to be aggressively strict. We're going to be a little mean. So
If you've seen my videos, you know I
you get
kind
the
of have a
joke,
stick for
but
this.
it's going to be aggressive. So
Awesome.
I expect the highest standards. Our 2 judges, Chris Porter, Taylor Grant, they will be putting you guys to the test. I've already talked to them, and they have been doing this for a long time. They've competed at the pro level. I know what they're looking for. They know what I'm looking for. It's going to be tough. So you're going to have to work for those records, and that's the whole reason. Those records are important. They're important to the state. They're important to the sport. So they better count. So, and that's a little bit foreshadowing for nationals, huh?
A little bit, yeah. So if you guys watched the last video, I went through the lockout pretty extensively. So we are running that here in the state the same way. We're very aggressive about it. It's something I'm pretty passionate about. I've seen a lot of people training it lately in the videos with a lot of iffy. Let's not leave it to question. You certainly know I will not. So lead by
Neither
example.
will we.
Perfect.
So yep. So that'll be the Max Circus Dumbbell first event.
Great.
The bells that each class will be using are posted on Iron Podium. If you're wondering, the second event will be Trump Log for reps.
Now
So
with the bell, if we go back to the bell real
Yeah.
quick. You guys have a special prize package I
we
hear from
do.
that too.
We have a huge prize package for that. So the heaviest male and female dumbbells per body weight. So the scoring will be done as weight lifted divided by the athlete's weight at the time of weigh-ins.
So pound for pound.
Pound for pound circus dumbbell. The heaviest male and female will each get to take home their own Mike Bartos circus dumbbell. So for those of you that aren't familiar, Mike Bartos makes probably the highest quality strength equipment that you can buy. So I had those custom made for each of our winners. I think it's important to reward athletes for working really hard, especially if they're setting state records.
Definitely.
So those bells are up for grabs. It'll be a 10-inch for men, 8-inch for women, and it's got Sunday paper vinyls on the side, so you'll be able to represent, that whole mission every time you use it. So
Definitely.
that's huge. Those are not, those are very nice dumbbells. So I'm super excited to give those away. I'm excited to see people using them. I'm really just excited for people to put up some big weight. So that'll be a lot of fun to watch.
Yep.
So that'll be the first event. So second event, number 2, we're going to go into the Trump log for reps. So each weight class will be given a choice of 2 logs. So one will be the featherweight log, and the heavier one will be the Trump log. And you're welcome to start with either log, either the light or the heavy. The only rule is if you start with the heavy, you cannot go back down to the light. If you start with the light, you're welcome to go up to the heavy at any point in your 60-second time limit. So, for example, middleweight men, the featherweight log is 250 for reps. The heavyweight Trump log is 300 for reps. And so any rep on the heavier log will beat any rep at the lighter weight. So say someone gets 12 reps at 250, a single rep at 300 will score higher points than those 12 reps. So we're going to see a lot of different training styles there. People who train for the max that are going to go for maybe 1 or 2. And then there's going to be guys that just train for reps in the lighter weight. So it's going to be my goal with that event was just to force people to pick a way to train. Just there's got to be, this sport is not just about being strong. There's strategy to it.
Yep. I like that. It's like pick your adventure.
Yeah, you're writing your own story.
Yep.
And so put on a show. We're going to see some really heavy pressing. The pro men's log will be 400 pounds for the heavy Trump log. Middleweight men 300. It's getting to be more common, which is unfortunate, but 300's a big number to move over your head.
I mean, like you always say, get stronger, right?
Get
And
stronger.
That's what they're doing.
Ooh, get stronger. Speaking of getting stronger, so that'll be the second event.
Yeah.
So the third event is probably the one I'm most excited for. So it'll be the Dry Dock Grand Prix. So this is it's pretty aggressive. So we're gonna have a 3-object medley, 75 feet each way. You get 75 seconds to complete the medley. You're gonna take a yoke 75 feet down. The infamous timber frames 75 feet back, everybody's favorite. And then at the very end, it's 75-foot keg carry and then load over the yoke. So I'm ready for athletes to win shows. I don't want just the big guys winning shows. I want people that are strong and fast to win these shows. So I'm, it's a little aggressive. I like moving events, so we're gonna
Yes.
make it a heavy moving event.
Yes.
I'm excited now that people know that the frames were no joke. More people have been training with them.
Yes.
So I'm excited to see um, overall how the different modalities work out for that and how people perform. There's different methods for doing those frames. We're going to see a lot of different athletes. It's going to really show, who's got the best grip, who's got the best endurance. I think the best athlete of each class is going to be the one to finish. So
I agree. So we chuckle about those frames a little bit. If you follow me on Instagram, you've probably seen my thrown my belt quite a few times trying to run those frames. They are quite the balancing act.
Oh, absolutely.
But if you get them just right, I mean, they fly, they move. So again, another one of those things that's kind of interesting. You hear a lot of we all hear a lot of complaints about them.
Oh yeah.
But it is a test of will a little bit too. You get it wrong on the first pick, you got to repick again. How many times do you want to pick it? Do you really want to finish? What do you want to do? It's kind of another one to pick your own adventure.
Yeah.
You want to call it quits? Call it quits. Be done. Otherwise, keep grinding.
Yeah, and that's something I know you understand better than anybody else. Is like I like watching. Struggle's not the right word, but I like watching people work.
Yeah.
Like I don't like easy wins. I don't like easy events. I don't like people. I don't like trophy hunting. I think you should do events that are hard.
Yep.
That's the whole point, and that's why I made that event because I probably wouldn't be good at it either. I'd have to train pretty hard for that one too.
Mm-hmm.
Those frames aren't easy. I made them to not be easy, and so it's going to really put athletes to the test. If you're going to be here and you're going to represent St. Jude, you're going to need to work for it.
Definitely.
So
and a little bit of bias here. Colorado does typically tend to have some heavier shows.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, God. I'm telling you, that's
not saying we set a certain precedence, but
we do. Colorado has set
do.
the standard, and it's known now. I mean, you talk to people from other states. Colorado Iron Titan Gym, dude. That's they're the quality athlete that's coming out of the gym now is insane. Yeah. I mean, how many we had? So for context, because he's not going to brag about it, but I will stop for a second to brag about it. We had. Do you know off the top of your head how many women we had go to nationals this year?
Not off the top of my head. Katie's way better with that than I am.
So I think we had
8? Was it 8?
Something along there, and every woman that went placed.
Yes.
Every woman that went from Iron Titan Gym placed at USS Nationals. We had one that won the overall for lightweight women.
Yep. Grace did. Yep.
Grace. Yep. That was Grace. And then we had Masters women competitors.
Yep.
We had middleweight women.
Mm-hmm.
We had everything. And so the quality athlete coming out of Colorado is just insane.
Yep.
And that's why the shows, they're going to stay heavy. And
Definitely.
they're only going to get heavier. And that goes for my show. That goes for Titans.
Well, I have to do that every year because I think, oh, that looks pretty heavy. And then I come out there and people are repping stuff. And I'm like, oh, gosh.
Stop getting strong.
Maybe
just
it's not.
stay weak. Just stagnate. It's that simple.
But I love having other states come out and visit. Our shows, Ryan's shows, everybody, when they come out here, they have a great time. They enjoy the heavy, the challenge. There's a lot of other states who run lighter shows, and it's all based on community, right? We just know our area really well, and with the gyms that we have within Denver, not just our gym, down in Colorado Springs, Brando's got his gym up and going. We've got Spartan now getting into strongman down in the south. We've got still Ritual Strength up north. Travis over there in Wyoming still
Ocean's
bringing people
Clubhouse.
down. Ocean's still up there too. We've got a ton of small communities, but also they're rather large and growing. Not to say I believe ours is one of the largest growing, but strength wants to be by strength, right? So when you're in Iron Titan, you're the small fish again.
Yep.
Right.
If you're the strongest person in the room, you're in the wrong room.
Correct.
Absolutely.
Sorry. Back to the show.
Sorry,
Let's
I
get
didn't
back
mean
to
to
Sunday
sidetrack
paper
us.
here. Yes.
Yep.
So
that'll be the third.
So that's
event.
a medley.
Yep. So then the fourth event, and so just for some context, the last 4 events, so they're going to be ran in parallel. So events 2 and 3 will run at the same time, and then 3 and 4 will also run at the same time. So
Smart.
the order that athletes go in will change depending on how many people we have sign up, and then the weight class. So athletes will know beforehand. But that way, I'm trying to get you guys out by 2:30. That's the goal. I want everybody home, enjoy your evening, hang out. We don't
much appreciated from the athlete's perspective.
Same.
Love it. We do the same with our shows.
Yep, that's where I learned it.
Run them quick. Not to say they're fast, but they're smooth, right?
Yep.
They're efficient.
Slow is smooth, smooth is fast.
Correct,
Yep.
right? Now we put a lot of pressure on ourselves. The next one here having to be in and out in 3 hours.
Oh.
Tournament Titans 4, but
We're gonna do it.
we're gonna do it.
Easy work.
So we, like I said, we really appreciate that, having a good itinerary, having a schedule, and you're a great promoter. I know this will be your second show, but your first show, to brag on you a little bit here, was so scheduled out. Like, you had thought of every little thing that could have gone wrong, what would have went wrong, and like we had talked before, it's kind of like a wedding. Like, the day starts and it just goes. So whatever happens, you just grow with it. I mean, stay liquid, right? So you did a great job of planning everything, and it was a very fast, smooth, efficient show last year, and I expect no less
Yep.
for this year.
That's what I want to hear. Thank you. It did. It wasn't quite what I was hoping last year. I mean, like you told me, something always goes wrong. Something always will go wrong. That's kind of, as a promoter and as an athlete, I think there's a good perspective there. You learn something's always going to happen, and
Yep.
as long as you can adapt, it doesn't matter.
Yep.
It's usually something small. So
Perfect.
this year will be no different.
Correct.
So yep. So the events will run in parallel. So the fourth event, so that'll be axle deficit deadlift for reps, and so that'll be a 2-inch deficit from 2-inch axles. Pretty standard. Everybody knows the rules. You get 60 seconds, max reps. It's gonna suck. It's gonna force you to suffer.
So why the deficit?
That's a good point. I probably would not be good at deficits, and I like to make shows that I would have to train pretty hard for. I don't. That's just sort of my methodology.
I actually prefer them, but
Yeah, that's that's fair. You're probably better than deficits than I am. Deficits are, for some reason, I'm just not really good at off floor. So I thought, why not make everyone else suffer too? I have found that most people are tending to be pretty good at them, which is unfortunate. So
love it.
next year it'll change. But so that'll be pretty standard.
Okay.
And then the last one, and it will be the Baron of the Bags, which was a fun one. It's actually quite a bit like the Nationals event. So you'll have 3 bags tiered at 20, 40, 60 feet. Your heaviest one is at 20 feet, not 60 feet. I'm not that mean. I've seen some people training, and people ask me. I thought I clarified it in the rules, but the heaviest bag will be closer. I'm not, I'm mean, but I'm not
Pretty
that mean.
standard.
It's So you'll start at the yoke. You'll go to the 60-foot bag, bring it over the bar. 40-foot bag over the bar, and then the 20-foot bag over the bar. Then it's for reps, and then you just whatever you have left, you do that last heavy bag over and over, and the winner will just be based on total reps. So that'll be the 5 events of the show.
Love it.
Easy breezy, beautiful, super fast, hard and heavy.
Great. Now, spectators are welcome.
Yep, spectators are actually encouraged.
Great.
So spectators, anybody under 12 is free. Anybody over 12, it'll be a $10 spectator fee. Okay. And to reiterate, that goes directly to St. Jude. So none of the money that comes into the show, whether it's athlete registration, donations direct, or if it's the spectator entry fees, those just go straight to St. Jude. No one takes home a paycheck, so that's great. Yeah. I have put it out there, but just to reiterate, if you donate through the fundraiser and you bring proof of that to the show, that'll be your entry. You just need to show it to the gal at the front. Mm-hmm. She'll give you a wristband. Otherwise, I'm encouraging people just to use that when you get to the show. Pay through the fundraiser. Last year, I had people Venmo me, and that was a nightmare. Just to get it out and then get it to St. Jude. Sure. So if you need to, or if you need to pay cash, that's fine. I am doing that, but it's way easier if you guys just donate directly to St. Jude. It's just one less step. So, and then that way you know for sure where your money's going. It's just better for everybody. So yeah, spectators are encouraged. Awesome. I'm hoping, and there will be seating. So I will have a good row of seats in the indoor area for spectators. Outdoor seating is kind of, pick your own adventure. Athletes will have a tent outside for rest or getting away from the heat. The indoor area, they'll have a warm-up area, they'll have a retreat area, and then there's kind of a long hallway behind the sponsors that athletes can sort of hang out in too. That'll be away from spectators, so if you need a break. Yeah. I know usually when stuff happens, athletes get kind of flustered. It's
emotional?
Nice to have, athlete. Been there. It's nice to have a spot to get away. Yeah. I just want to make sure that this is athlete-oriented and spectator-oriented. So spectators are actively encouraged. Awesome. Please bring your friends and family.
Great. Now, you also have some special stuff going on for the spectators and anybody else actually who wants to enter. You've got a raffle going on, right?
Oh, I certainly do. So, two of our big name sponsors actually. So we have Cerberus Strength. Everybody knows Cerberus. Mm-hmm. They make a lot of great equipment. And Mike Bartos again. They have generously donated equipment to give away. So I'll be raffling that off. So Mike Bartos is donating one of his very famous power platforms. So for those of you that don't know, it's sort of like I'd call it like a mobile deadlift platform. Yeah. That's got, the special thing about it is it's got little stands on it where you can attach different tiers of bands. Mm-hmm. So it's really good for progressive overload, different types of training. I really think, you can get a lot out of that equipment. So I think that's really good for smaller gyms, garage gyms, for anybody really.
Yeah.
And they're worth, I think MSRP is like $1,200. So we're giving one of those away. And then Cerberus has been kind enough to donate a deadlift bar, so that's 500 or 600 MSRP, something
Mhm.
like that. And so we'll be giving those away at the end of the show. They'll be shipped directly to whoever wins,
Cool.
and so the shipping's paid for, so you guys just get it for free.
Awesome.
So the way the raffle will work is every $25 is one entry, $40 is two, and then for $50 you get three entries. So if you donate through the fundraiser prior to the show, you just specify that in the message. So there's a when you donate to St Jude, it'll ask you for if you want to send the fundraiser runner a message.
Mhm.
You can put in there how you want me to specify your raffles, and so I have online entries going. I'm probably going to stop the online entries the day before the show, and then that way I can get a final count.
Mhm.
And then I will be accepting cash donations and the raffles for the athletes. So that's another thing. Athletes do get raffle entries for your payment.
Mhm.
You'll get those when you weigh in. And then if people donate during the show, we'll also hand out raffle tickets directly as well. And then after we finish the show and we start calculating scores, we'll go over the winners
Mhm.
and we'll give those away. So you'll be put in contact with Mike Bartos and Ken of Cerberus Strength USA, and they will get your address and everything, and then we'll get your equipment shipped to you. So that's really big. That's really good equipment. It was actually Ken's idea and Mike's idea to give that equipment away because they support the mission and they support you guys. They support athletes all over the world. Um, and they know that we're trying to make a difference here. So I think that's really, really encouraging, and it shows you who you should be, giving your business to as well.
Definitely.
So I'm excited to give those away at the end of the show.
Yeah, that's pretty special. I mean, you don't see that at hardly any shows anymore, especially at like a raffle and at this high of just basically sponsors coming in and giving you stuff to give away for more money for the fundraiser itself
Mhm.
for St. Jude. Which so props to you guys for stepping up to the bar here, doing what you guys talk about all the time and being for the sport, for the athletes, for the community itself, because that's a huge thing. So yeah, definitely come on out, get into the raffle. Even if you don't win, you're still supporting. I mean,
Yep.
at that point. So back to the donation. So how do you donate? What's the easiest way? Right? There's a link,
Yep.
and that can
So
be found. You've got the Instagram page up,
Yep.
right?
So the Sunday Paper Classic Instagram page, easy to find at Sunday Paper Classic. If you go into the bio, the direct link to the DIY fundraiser is there. It's also on the Iron Podium page.
Mhm.
So if you go to Iron Podium, right now it's pretty close. So if you scroll down a little bit, it should be on the front page. But you
Yep.
can also filter by zip code. So 80013 for Aurora. It'll pop right up. It's for show. All the fundraiser information is on the Iron Podium page. So if you can't find the link in my bio, you can go
So
straight there.
right now, where are you guys at? As far as donation wise, where are we looking?
Yeah, so across all our platforms, so I've been taking donations on Instagram, the athlete registrations themselves, so
Mhm.
through Iron Podium, and then the DIY fundraiser. We are at a total of 6,880 as of 2 days ago, so it's about 45% of my
Yep.
goal. I think this is a little bit ahead of where we were last year. It's at or a little bit ahead, so we're on track.
Mhm.
And yeah, so we're about 7,000. The goal's 15,
Mhm.
so we're getting close, but we do usually get a pretty big push at the show. A lot of people, it's easier to donate while you're there.
Yeah.
So I do expect that to go up, but we're clawing away. I'm super
Perfect.
super excited for that. And even again, the goal is nice, but any amount of money raised is special.
Yeah.
So I'm thankful that we even have more than $1. I'm not going to complain about that. So
Certainly.
whether or not there's a goal.
Yeah, and you're getting close.
Yep.
And so what the announcement that I wanted to kind of make, and this is really putting out a challenge, really, for everybody who's listening, watching, and share this around as well. So, Iron Titan Gym, we are about, what, 2 weeks and a couple days out from this
Yep.
show?
September 1st or
Mm.
2nd. Sorry.
Exactly. Yeah, so we're coming up pretty quick.
Yep.
What we're going to do, Iron Titan, we're going to go ahead and match every gift that is given up to a total of $1,000. So in aggregate, we're going to give you guys $1,000 as long as everybody who donates, basically from the launch of this video all the way up into the show, $1,000. And we also have another very generous member, Gina Warner, who is doing the exact same as we are. So every dollar that you guys give, essentially, St. Jude's is going to get $2 additional for that.
Yep.
So from here on out, we're putting up some money, and I do hope that there are some other local businesses who want to do the same to help. 15,000 is a large goal to hit, but to us, this is really important. This is definitely a community. This is why we started the gym. This is why we continue to do this and put so much into this, is for the community. And where does our community start? Is with the kids. And that's a big, big thing for me. I've got two kids. I could never imagine being in that same situation that these families are going through. So any little bit that we can do to help them out is huge. It's huge.
Yep. So, a little bit of context. So St. Jude was founded 1962 by Danny Thomas, and their whole mission statement was that no child should die in the dawn of life. And so, for over 50 years now, they've been pioneering research into curing childhood cancer. They're on the bleeding edge of all these technologies with the goal focus of making sure that these kids walk away fully healed and that their families leave with no bill. Um, and so that's what you guys are doing with this support. You know, a lot of times you show up, you pick up rocks on a Saturday, and then you go home. This is bigger than that. This is you're with your family, you're with your friends, and you guys are all in support of these kids and these kids that so desperately need it. So it's bigger than all of us. And I couldn't think of something that Iron Titan represents better than a bigger message. It transcends strongman. It transcends each of us. So I'm deeply appreciative that Iron Titan is behind me in this, and I'm super excited to get you guys on board as well.
Yeah, so are we. And like I said, we love you, Ryan. We love your goal. We love your cause, what you're doing here. And it's a major thing for us. It is, and you've done this all by yourself. You've taken it upon yourself. There was no push from any one person. It's something you're very passionate about. So it's just been really exciting to kind of see you take this on and really accept this as it's a leadership role. I mean, you're pioneering something here. Promoter's not an easy task by any means. When you're dealing with that many situations, things that come up, athletes, there's a lot that goes on in the show. So props to you for that. Props for the show itself. And I'm looking forward to it. Again, I haven't competed for a while. It's actually Sunday Paper was the last show that I competed at, actually, yeah. So looking forward to getting out there a little bit lighter, a little bit leaner this year. Just having a great day with some friends and going to hang out with everybody afterwards. It's going to be awesome.
Enjoy the
time.
fun.
So we went through the show. We talked about how to donate. We talked about all the raffles, all the prizes, all the fun stuff. Let's go ahead and wrap it up here. I've got one question for you.
Let me hear it.
And I got this from a buddy of ours,
Okay.
Anthony San Lorenzo.
Man.
Tell me, what is strongman to you?
What is strongman to me? That's a good question. I think I've been asked that before, and I probably have given a different answer every time.
It changes.
It does. But the biggest thing for me is it's a way to force yourself to grow in a way that I don't think you find quite anywhere else because the challenge always changes. With a lot of other sports, I wouldn't say they're run of the mill, but I would say it's pretty clear cut what you're dealing with. And it's never the same for strongman. It's always, yeah, you got your core events that you kind of got to be good at, but the events are always different. And it forces you to constantly evaluate the caliber of athlete that you are, the caliber of athlete that you want to be, and more importantly, why you're doing it in the first place. I find myself questioning that a lot. Like, am I doing it for the right reason? Am I enjoying what I'm doing?
Sure.
And I feel like a lot of people get into a hobby where they aren't forced to ask those questions.
Definitely.
I think throwing your body in the garbage disposal to pick up rocks makes you wonder. Like you really got to enjoy it.
Right.
And when it comes down to it, I do enjoy it. I don't think anybody has a good answer for why, but it's fun and it forces me to be the best me I can be, and especially as a coach now, being able to pass that legacy on.
Definitely.
So I think it's all about legacy and being a better person in everything that I do.
Great. No, that's a great answer. Yeah, and it is an ever changing answer as
Absolutely.
well, depending on what stage of
Nebulous.
the sport that you're in. There's the beginning, the middle, kind of tapering off at the end. So it's always interesting to take everybody's perspective on that. So I wanted to kind of get that.
So, what does it mean to you?
What does it mean now to me?
How has it changed?
How has it changed? So when I first started Strongman, I had a couple slogans that I would throw around. Bring Home Hardware was one of them. Um, and up at the front surface of it, what did that actually mean? Yeah, it meant bring home the trophy, right? We're going for a podium spot. We're going to do the best we can. We're going to basically be peaked out. We're going to be showing up and kind of making a statement on the day. Not making a name for yourself, but just you're out there, right? We're all
Showing up.
amateurs in a hobby, right? Um, as time has progressed, and I've learned a lot, to your point, I questioned that a long time ago. And at some point, it stopped becoming bring home hardware. And this was about community. This is about home for me. I love doing strongman, and I will continue to do strongman, whether I compete, not compete. It, it's fun to compete. It still is. It certainly is. It's just different these days with everything that's going on in life with kids, day job,
Gym.
hobby, gym, lots of stuff going on. I still love going to the gym. I still love training. But what I take a lot of pride in is when I go into the gym and I see everyone else working very hard, training, talking to each other, having a great time, but still getting serious about their training. And I tell people that when they join, you're joining a community. This is your home. I want it to feel like home. And I think we've done a decent job of starting that out and getting that going. So now, Strongman really, to me, is about community. I mean, I have created some of the best friendships that I will ever have just from this sport. Ever.
I love that. I love every bit of that. That's so awesome. It's different than you won't get that in any other sport.
Correct.
Especially powerlifting. You're not gonna find that.
When they're in their bubble, powerlifting
Yeah.
princesses.
Yeah,
We love you guys too. I love all of you. We all make fun of each other, you know.
That's the fun part.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Witty
love
banter.
that. I love that a lot.
Yeah. Well, great. Ryan, really appreciate you take your time. I know it's late. And you probably got homework to go do.
The grind never stops, baby.
But we appreciate you coming down here. Love talking about the show. You guys come on out here in about 2 weeks. It's going to be a blast. It's going to be fun. Stop by, see the Iron Titan crew. If you're curious about the gym, stop by, talk to me when I don't have my headphones on. Talk to my wife. She'll be floating around all day as well. She's can never keep her hands out of the action. We love you, Katie.
Love you, Katie.
But talk to the crew. We're going to bring everybody, as we always do. So stop by, say hi to us, have a beer with us. We're going to have a good time, chill, hang out. So to everybody else, stay safe, stay smart. Don't do anything I wouldn't do or Ryan. And we'll catch you guys next time.
Thank you.
We're out.